Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. How are you guys doing? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, to be honest. But I'm up and I'm feeling the need to have some discussion. So that's what we're going to do today. But, anyways, I'm jumping straight into it, y'all. I don't want to waste no time, but I don't own any rights to this video. Before I even jump into it, Mr. Adapt 2030, I definitely advise you guys to go tune in. He does, he has a great understanding or a wide understanding of, whom it is that we are and whom it is that he is in this majority of, the constellation of humanity overall. But yeah, anyways, I don't own any copyrights to this video, but let's jump straight into it. Let me make sure my video is not super loud so we won't echo.
This, new phase in reality that we're going in. I've been thinking about it. Now, I know as a peasant, I have to stay here on Earth. When I go through the news, I see this stuff like America's new vision of astronauts. I mean, there's like tons of articles pumping the idea that we're all going to space. Us, China, Russia, the US, the whole world, we're all going out there. We're going to live on Mars. We're going to live on the moon. And they keep on doing this.
And you know what? By him saying that, I kind of don't understand, or I don't feel why do they feel the need to keep telling us that, or telling people that in general? It's kind of like BS, because it's like, dude, y'all not getting out of here. Like, we're in a dome, and whether or not it is in this complete description, no, I'm not saying it's even circular, but who knows? I just don't feel as if it's a globe, in my opinion. But like they keep trying to throw us this, we're going to Mars, we're going to the moon, or we even went to the moon, because they're lying, or they're just saying these things constantly, like this fake moon gotta go, this little this lie, this little plan that they got going on about going, quote unquote, to space. We are in space. Like, they're trying to escape. They're not getting out of here. And the only thing that's coming in is the deities in different dimensions who are traveling and coming through portals, coming through the sun. That's the only way you're getting through here. They're not traveling like that, so therefore they're not leaving. And that's just that. But they can stop saying it, then again they can keep saying it. So it is what it is.
And I'm watching the reality of it. All of the other articles across the board are starting to lean you into the direction of accepting space as a bigger part of your life. We're being locked in ever more and more, and then at the same time they're telling us that, no, don't worry about it, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to go out in space. Don't worry about the fact that we said we're going to create your reality for you. You need to stay inside between 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock when your overlords, the Anunnaki, walk through town, and they're not expecting any pot shots out there with your pebble throwers.
And that's basically what I was saying. Like, Adapt 2030, he pretty much has the understanding of, the whole Anunnaki and us as the golden race in general. And that was my point earlier. But I will be back to this video. I gotta show you guys a couple more things before I come back, though. So let's jump straight into it. Now listen, us as gods and goddesses, let's just look at it as at a over point. Let's look at it from a higher perspective. Us as melanated beings, we are 95% of our DNA is junk DNA. We are only tapped into 2 out of 12 that we contain, that we withhold. We are only accessible to 2 strands of the 12 that we contain. Now, how lack is that? How unaware is that? That is a state of incapacity in a sense, aka unawareness. It's the fact or the way of being or the sense of being that we don't know half of the things that we can do. We don't know half of the things that we possess. We don't know half of the things that we obtain. And half of us aren't even aware of these powers and these ways of beings, let alone, tapping into it. And not to try to belittle anybody, because no, I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying, look at it at a higher perspective here. So it's like we're only hacked into a very minute percentage of ourselves. So we are only capable of so much. And as you can see, some people are tapping into their self. Some people are awakening to their self. They're awakening to their some people are getting their powers, basically. So if you are realizing some things, it's gonna be a lot different now, being that this is the times that we are in. We are in the age of awakening, the age of Aquarius. This is where the truth shall be revealed, regardless. So it's like we're in the times of tribulation. This is a process. This is a long, yet short process, and some say it will be a 13 or 7 to 12 year process, who knows, really. So this is the age of Aquarius, the age of awakening, and this is going to be very interesting, to be honest, because the truth shall be revealed. And by that being said, guys, once again, we're only tapped into 20 of our amino acids that are activated out of the 64 that we obtain as well. So that is, once again, and the reason that I'm saying once again is because I have a video on this. Hopefully you guys have seen it, but we, yes, are tapped into a small, part of ourselves, and it is kind of sad personally, because it's like, wow, my brothers and sisters are, unaware. They don't have that. Some people don't have that will or that sense of being to even tap into this side of knowledge. But at a certain point, I feel as if you are not on tapping into yourself, tuning in and channeling in the divine feminine energy, connecting with your higher self, getting out in nature, taking care of yourself, eating right, drinking right, doing right, helping yourself, bettering yourself, then, maybe you will have to come back and do it again. But yeah. So as you guys know, the overall unlocking your DNA, hopefully you do know, of course, our big brother in the sky, VSUN, my sun, absorbing sunlight through our receptors, pretty much unlocks DNA. So not only through our hair and the hairs on our back, the hairs on our leg. This is once again how you can feel when somebody is behind you, or when you can sense that something is about to touch you. Like sometimes I can be turned a certain way, and then I can just feel somebody coming up behind me, and I just be like, wow, that's crazy. And then the hair on our head actually is a receptor, or our antennas or our tentacles, which actually absorbs, sunlight and the downloads and the light codes from the sun. So this is very important. This is why us as the Anunnaki, or us as melanated beings, we keep our hair, we lock our hair, and it's very sacred to us. That's why. It's because we receive sunlight, and our hair actually withholds energy and withholds knowledge. So, and they actually were weapons. Like us as we were powerful beings, and yes, weapons. Yes, do your research. Yes, our locks, our hair was used as weapons. We used them. So when people say dreads, it kind of gives it a bad image or a bad rep, because our hair is not dreadful. It's not a bad thing. It's not sad. It's not mournful. It's more so a greater power. So anyways, yeah, sunlight, definitely getting out in the sun, spending time in nature in general, exercising, no matter what you are, receiving light codes, and it is unlocking DNA. Also through your hands and your feet. That's why they're white or lighter than the rest of your body. But let me move forward. Now, the radiation of the sun, UVA, UVB, and UVC, is definitely increasing immensely. And as you guys may have known, the electromagnetic field around this realm, this plane, is completely removing, and the 4 planets, the giant gas planets that are surrounding Earth, are coming together as one, aka Age of Awakening. And this is where that electromagnetic field will be one. It will be in union again, and everything is returning to its natural state. And this is why everything has to be revealed, because it can't just be hidden. And then newness is like greatness is supposed to just appear out of nowhere. Those people up there are not going to be showing themselves down here until this is cleaned up. And this is why Earth is crumbling, and this is why everything is falling apart, and it may seem as if we are in end times. It's because the ending has to take place in order for a newness, a greater beginning. So with that being said, the gas planets, the planets that are surrounding Earth, are all coming together to one electromagnetic field. So the sun radiation is going to be revealing the truth out of a lot of people. And you don't need to do no talking. You don't need to do no explaining. The sun is going to speak for itself. So nobody has to. You don't need to be worrying about how black you are or how much black you got in you. Truly, it's the sun. Truly, you need to be worried about how much sun you got in you, how much melanin you got in you. Some people feel as if this summer is gonna be, normal. This is gonna be a real hot summer, and like I mentioned before, the sun is going to be doing a lot of revealings. And how I know this, dude, I pulled these up in my other video, but when I seen this, it's still mind blowing to me. Like it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it because it's giving me wake up. It's giving me sign, and this is how they perceive it. But yeah, let me show you.
Kilometers to visit it. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the theory, Steph. People
Okay.
are thinking the cross was a reference to the Knights Templar, which is a Catholic military order founded in 1119.
Now, when you see this is in France. This is in Germany. So when you see this, what does this resemble? What does this kind of look like in a sense? Now, when I take this, I look at radiation. Now, does this not look like the same thing here? Does this sign here not resemble this? Question is, what are they trying to tell us? And it's obvious at this point. So now what? And that's where I was saying truth shall be revealed. So the sun is going to be taking action immensely, and it's going to be a lot of truth being revealed, and this is why a lot of your friends and your family won't be the same. I always talk about this, and it's truth. Like, I realized how much things have changed over time, and how people just aren't even like families, and not even families. So at this point, it's best to just go with the flow and go within, stay balanced, because that's the best way to keep your thoughts and emotions and, keeping your entire chakra system just balanced. That's the most important thing for me, and I feel like it helps me. So yeah, but anyways, I'm trying to see what is it that I want to show you guys. Now, the neural links that you guys have heard about from Elon Musk. I don't know about this man, y'all. He be pushing it, and he creates stuff to have power, basically. He's another want to be elite, and his time is up.
There's nothing left to stop them in this, as Kissinger said, capitalist communist society, not unlike China. And that's because they want to merge with China, because China, it has the biggest navy in the world, some of the most determined people in the world, and a scary overlord government that we're designing ours after.
Yeah, and having seen that whole blend of systems when I was working in China, it's functional, it's complete compliance, and you'll be allowed to work and make money. The minute you have an original thought and go off base on changing any kind of structure of the government, the economy, the corruption, the top down, you're wiped out. You're a complete threat, and there's nobody there to help you. You're just wiped out completely.
They're trying to sell us on Star Trek, this friendly version. Here, we're finally going to let you explore a little bit, but we got to reduce the population down, and you guys got to go to a credit system. Because Star Trek, the only reason it worked is because in the future they had free energy. You didn't have to work for a living. They didn't have a monetary system anymore. Everybody was free to, chase their dreams and invent things in this magical utopia, what was obviously a socialist group, which was the Federation of Planets, or the UN. It's a Fabian socialist designed thing, but they put a smiling face on it, and that they're the good guys, and these unique aliens out there with their own views, interpretations, religions, They were the bad guys, even though the UN, the Federation was friendly and accepted everyone as long as you assimilated, which is funny. And then they put the Borg out there that was the next level of transhumanism of this super elite, awesome, perfect communist Borg society, top down, which is what they want right now. So how do you feel about showing up in the U.S. just in time to watch it convert to what you left?
Maybe that's the reason I was born, to go through such a thing and help that transition not manifest.
Amen.
So imagine the Federation being the global governance that we understand as the globalists, quote unquote. But then you have it even a more pure version of that, which was the Borg. But then the globalists would be fighting the Borg and the transhuman. The Federation fighting the Borg, then, you know, this whole transhumanist thing versus the global government thing is exactly what that equates to. And at what point do the globalists give up their power to become transhuman? Because they got to realize, too, they're going to lose their sovereignty by becoming transhumans. I mean, AI is going to control them indefinitely as well. So
the transhumans is basically like the Neuralinks and the neural chips that they try to implement into people's bodies in general. So now they're targeting the heads. So now they're trying to control the mentality, just like the freaking thing that they have came out with now. Like, they try to give you a problem and then they give you a solution, and then they try to just they make it seem like everything's under control, and then they give you these like problems here and there to scare you and then make you kind of fall for it. And then people, they just fall into this like repeating trap, and it's just this is how they want it to be. They want that power over you. And most people don't. Like, they definitely take the back seat in their own life. And it's like, wow, why would you not want to know? But some people don't care to know. And it's like, it's crazy. Nowadays, guys, it's like you ever try to tell somebody something and it's like they know the truth. Or they may even seem like they want to know the truth. But they're still doing the same stuff that they do to, you know, not help them to become a better person. So it's like these people kind of run from the truth. They avoid the truth, and they rather go with the flow. They rather just take orders. You know, there's a lot of people like that in this world, and there's another group of people who don't want to go with the flow. They don't want to just fall in line. They actually want to know what's up. Like they have a better understanding or a separate perception of, you know, what is broadcasted. So yeah, that is definitely something. But these new creations that they're coming out with, you know, to furthermore cause the trappings of the soul or even the mind per se, they're created through foods and the chemtrails in the sky, through the sugary drinks that they create, the red drinks, all those red juices, like, you know, the meat, it goes on, and then of course fast food. Like, these people are doing any and everything to create a lost soul, a dense being, because we are on a dense plane. This is what they want. They want you to be stuck in that sixth state.
So in a realistic form, you got to tell me that these guys really want to put computer chips in their brains and be taken over by a non-sentient computer algorithm program, artificial intelligence that can then control their body, mind, and what they can do and think and say, and how they can act, and they can terminate their life at any time. And they're going to put that in their bodies? They might talk up the transhumanist thing. I doubt that they're going to interface with the AI, because that AI would exterminate all humanity, and they would be one of the ones that would be exterminated as well. So I don't get it.
That's weird because Elon Musk pushes the idea of the Neuralink in opposition to AI, acting like putting a Wi-Fi, a Fitbit in your head is not opening yourself up to the AI, which seems on its face ridiculous. But think about that. I was joking with my kid just, I think last month, and I made him watch Johnny Mnemonic, which was supposed to be January 17th, 2021, which was like the day I think we watched it. And in the movie, if you've seen it, he's smuggling information in his brain in a brain chip, and he has to plug in and download it and get it out of his head, or he'll not be able to put his own memories back in there. And they were already living in this weird society where everything was falling apart, but the super elite were living a good life, and it was a complete transhuman takeover of the planet, and that's what he was hiding from. He was trying to get some code somewhere, and I laughed at how good they predicted the future. It's still Hollywood and sci-fi looking, but if you take that filter off, you realize the main facts are all facts right now. No longer science fiction. It is science fact.
Now, when he says that, I kind of think about how they put the truth in movies in a sense. Like, you can take all of your heroic movies or all of your super heroic movies like Batman, Spider-Man, even who else? Superman, definitely, that's one, and Incredible Hulk. Even like they put the truth in movies, and then they kind of target us as melanated people, and that is like the funniest thing ever. And then also they have movies like Lucy or Matrix, and even Back to the Future was one that I kind of found was kind of truthful in a sense, but I don't know, there was a different perception on it. And then Soul was a movie. So yeah, they always put the truth in movies. And then they have to put, they have to give you the lie as well. They're just following universal laws. So yeah, but for the thinkers, the ones who actually look at the situation for what it is and go more into it and pretty much decipher what it is that these people are trying to give you or tell you or show you all the time, then yeah. But that is pretty much it, my people. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I did want to, pretty much come and let you guys in on some of this. But I am going to be making a video, I want to say maybe this evening, but then again, I'm not sure. But anyways, I definitely will be back very soon. I got something to show you guys. I'm going to be going into the human anatomy. I don't know if I said this in my last video, but I'm saying it again. I'm going into the human anatomy, and I want to start to look into that and study pretty much how it maneuvers and the different atoms in our body, different neurons, all of that in the blood cells. And I definitely want to study the brain and how our neurotransmitters pretty much communicate. I want to go into all of that stuff and share it with you guys. But yeah, I don't want the video to be too long. But anyways, peace, love, and light. I hope you guys are being safe.